Today we are removing the stereo from a 2004 Mercedes-Benz E320. This one's pretty straightforward. We're going to go through how this needs to be removed from the dash. We're going to turn the ignition to the on position, set the parking brake, step on the brake, and pull the gear shift back to about neutral. Today we're taking this out of the dash because the screen is bad on this. We're going to start with opening the ashtray assembly, pushing the switch on the right and removing the entire ashtray assembly. This will give you a little finger hold along the front of the panel that goes around the gear shift, and we're going to put our fingers in here and pull this panel up and work our way back. Now this will give us the opportunity to pull this panel back, shift back, and pull this panel back a little bit more as well. Next we're going to grasp the front edge of the ashtray and lighter assembly, and we're going to pull that out. That will snap out, and we're going to set this off to the side. We're going to be working with our screwdriver with a Torx T15 bit in it, and we also have our 90-degree adapter that goes into the screwdriver that we're going to use on the second set of screws here. There are two screws you need to remove below the next panel here. One is here on the left, and we're going to remove this screw. These are straight in just below this panel. There's one. And there's also a second on the right side here. And that will remove the two screws. Now this panel, because it has the passenger side airbag in it, is a panel that's hooked into the car and deals with a computer as well. So with the ignition in the on position, do not disconnect this panel. We're going to grasp the bottom of it and pull it forward from the dash. This will bring this panel out. And we're going to set this panel gently to the side over here, and this will allow access to the next two screws. Again, we're still going to use a T15 bit and go with our 90-degree screwdriver. And there are two more screws. One sits right here, and one sits right here on the left. These screws both go up. They deal with a bracket that's on the side of the radio that, when they're tight, they push the bracket in to lock the stereo into the dash, and when they're loosened, it releases the stereo from the dash. So we're going to start with the first one here on the left. It's straight up, and we're going to spin this one until you get a slight stop to it. You'll feel the screw tighten up as it seems like you're unloosening it. The screw will not come out of the radio or anything. It'll remain here. You're just moving the bracket along the screw to release the left side of the stereo. And we've got this one here. We just came to a slight tightness, so we're going to stop there, and we're going to move to the one on the right side. Turn this one till it stops as well. Yeah, the screw just tightened up on me, so I'm going to stop there. Next, you can reach back. There's a piece of plastic that goes along the bottom of the stereo that holds the stereo into this portion of the dash, and we're going to reach back behind the back edge of the stereo and pull it forward from the dash. There are several connectors here on the back of the stereo. I'll show them to you once the stereo is out of the way here and how they disconnect. We have a troubleshooting guide on our website that deals with no audio in the Mercedes-Benz with a fiber optic system. Again, this is a 2004. Our troubleshooting guide doesn't work for the 2004, but we do have some fiber optic action going here with a blinking red light. There are two connectors that go into the back of this radio. One is a small black plug, and you try and grasp as close as you can to the connector, and you wiggle this one loose. The fiber optic cables are the orange cables. This is all the power, and there's communication going on between the stereo, the computer, the telephone, the amplifier, the tele-aid if you have that, and the CD changer as well. But on this main connector that goes into the back of the radio, there's a little trigger on the top of the connector, and with my thumbnail, tip of my thumb, you push this trigger down and it will release out of the back of the stereo. Again, we have a lot of information on our website, carstereohelp.com. If you have questions, it's best to email us or give us a call. This is how you remove the stereo out of a 2004 Mercedes-Benz E320. Hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching.